What's up, world? Steve over here at SoReal Sounds. So we got this old school Jeep in here. Kind of reminds me of the Jumanji Jeep, but we did some audio upgrades to this Jeep, and I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about what we did. So for the equipment, we are going with the Sony High Power Marine radio, the Audison Prima 4-inch coaxial speakers, and the Audison Prima 2-inch wideband speaker. So let's take a closer look inside. So I'm going to turn this light on so you can see a little bit better what we did. So now you can see the Sony high-powered radio that we installed. Now the opening of the radio was slightly smaller than what it needed to be for the radio itself, so we did have to modify the opening to make the radio fit a little bit better. The old radio, as you can see from this image here, was just kind of shoved in there, and the bezel was kind of broken, so we put a new one in and we modified the opening so that the Sony radio would sit in there and fit nicely like you see here. Now this radio has two USBs, a front and a rear. The rear USB we installed underneath the dashboard, which you'll see as I pop the little protective cover off. This location was great for the client because it was close and easy for him to reach while driving. Second USB is a little bit further away, but that is here on the faceplate of the radio, which is still accessible. The microphone we installed right here on the dashboard, right by the shifter. That way it was not too visible, but it was a good location for his hands-free setup. The purpose of the Marine radio is because the client will be taking this top off, and he doesn't want to get stuck in the rain and let water get all over the radio because that would obviously damage the radio. Besides it being Marine, it is the high-powered radio, which gives us 45 watts RMS per channel, and because of that high wattage, we needed to upgrade the power cables and ground cables for the radio. So if you take a peek here, you'll see our 12-gauge power wire at the battery, along with our weather-resistant fuse holder down here. And this will give sufficient power to the radio so it can deliver the wattage that we need for the front speakers. Now, the front speakers were 4x6, which really isn't a big speaker and doesn't provide a lot of sound. Let me show you the old one because these things were pretty beat up. So this here is the old speakers that were in there, some older Alpine speakers that you can clearly see have been put through the ringer. So they don't sound any good, and one of them didn't even work. But what we're going to be doing is installing those Audison 4-inch and 2-inch speakers in the same location. So we're going to make a custom bracket here that you'll see in this next picture. So because of the custom bracket that we fabricated, we were able to squeeze the 4-inch coaxial and the 2-inch wideband speaker right behind the dashboard and still mount it like it was a standard 4x6-inch speaker. Now let's hear these Audison speakers in action on this high-powered Sony radio.
I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it.